I will fight. I will fight for you.
First, thank you so much for making contact with me, and more importantly, thank you so much for what you're doing throughout this tough time with the coronavirus lockdown. A lot of people going through, really tough times right now, and you've been able to put something together as we speak. Is going to be happening on Monday, and it's an event that I think, raises money, but brings people together too and puts some hope into their lives. What is going on YouTube, my friend, that you've been able to organize?
That is a good question. So ultimately, how it kind of unfolds is that, so I've obviously created Saves Under 35 initiative and was trying to find a way to get the next generation involved with, the charity in the first place. And I was actually looking into putting on a mini music festival in person at the end of April. And unfortunately, right before I announced this event, COVID-19 happened and, flipped the world on its head. And then obviously for a few weeks, I was like, okay, I guess that's that. And I need to maybe, obviously reschedule this for a time when, we can actually go to concerts again. And then after a few weeks, I realized I didn't really want to wait around anymore. So I figured, all right, well, it's 2020. Let's take this digital. And then, I started reaching out to all different types of managers, agents, PR, and just trying to, obviously, you need to kind of get through each different level to eventually get the yes from the artist and convincing people left and right. But ultimately, I was able to get a great lineup of, artists I wouldn't have been able to get for a smaller festival, obviously, because, we didn't have the budget. But this is fantastic. I have some of, in my mind, these are some of my favorite artists I've listened to my whole entire life, now all standing behind a cause that I've believed in my whole life because my dad was on the board and aunts worked there for a bunch of years. So Save the Children's Bear has been it's a very family thing to me. So it's quite cool that, I have, these incredible artists standing behind this great cause.
Before we talk about the artists who are going to be performing, what is Save the Children?
So Save the Children is one of the largest NGOs in the world. They have a presence in over 120 countries. So Save the Children obviously focuses on children, obviously, in the States and everywhere else. And they work in every different type of scenario. So whether it be education or whether it be working with a natural disaster, they're the first people to for refugee crisis on the front lines. So they're really everywhere. And it's quite cool. And I started, the first time I really worked with them was back in 2012. I was in Jordan, and I worked with Save the Children right on the border of Syria, right after the Syrian civil war broke out. So I actually got to see Save's work right then and there at a child-friendly space. So that's where children and their mothers can kind of go during the day. Obviously, they're refugees, and kind of a place where children can be kids, and be themselves. It was quite cool. Obviously, 2012, ever in the Syrian civil war was a horrendous time. But it was crazy seeing these kids. They were acting and looked completely happy and normal, just like I would have been. And despite what was going on, so it was quite cool seeing what Save did, and that's when I kind of really wanted to get more involved. So it's a fantastic organization, and at the same time, so Save, right when Corona started, they started a campaign called Save of Stories, which you might have seen. Actually, they've gotten a bunch of celebrities to read children's books and post them on Instagram. So they've literally gotten everyone, which is like Meghan Markle or Kate Winslet, Jeff Goldblum. Everybody's been doing that. So I wanted to do something on the music side of things, and instead of obviously doing Instagram posts, I thought let's make this a cohesive piece instead. So hence the COVID-19 Relief Festival.
Okay, so who are some of the acts you're going to be performing at this?
Alrighty, that is a good question. There's a lot of good acts. I will read them in order. Andy Grammer, Caroline Jones, David Shaw, the Revivalist, Duncan Sheik, who went to my middle school, actually, John Resnick at the Goo Goo Dolls, Charity and Maddie at the Head and the Heart, Jason Mraz, John Batiste, Josh Kelly, LP, Matt Kearney, Matt Nathanson, Morgan Evans, Matthew Cause of Not a Surf, members of Bright, Rufus Wainwright, Ryan Cabrera, Small Pools, Trevor Hall, Matt Scannell of Vertical Horizon, Will Joseph Cook, Yoklore, Alexis Wilkins, Diana Demuth, John Kay, and last but not least, Modern Love Child.
Incredible. And, of course, donations. We're looking for donations, correct?
Yes, absolutely. So it's on Save the Children's page. It's free, and it's a premiere, so obviously tomorrow at 6 p.m. you'll be able to watch it. But obviously donations are highly encouraged. And as you watch, there's three primary ways to donate. So we've had that function, like I think you might have seen around YouTube, where on the side it shows donations, and it shows how much you've raised, and people can chat in real time. So let's say John Resnick at the Goo Goo Dolls, but his slide, someone's like, oh my God, they're paying Slide, that's so awesome, and people can chat back and forth and donate there. But also, I figured find more conventional and up to the times ways of donating. So you can donate on Save's Instagram page, which I found is very simple. You type in @SaveTheChildren on Instagram. When you're there, there's a donate button, click it, and then you're ready to rock and roll. So trying to make things, as easy and quick as possible.
Okay, so again, where's it going to be happening, and what time is it going to be happening?
It is going to be happening on May 25th, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at youtube.com/SaveTheChildren. It's Save the Children US's official page, and it's going to be a really amazing night with amazing musicians all supporting a great cause.
Okay, and for folks who want to learn more, social media is the place to go. Where do you go? Website and all the other platforms.
Yeah, for sure. Save the Children, on Instagram, that's simply what it is a great way to check it out, or SaveTheChildren.org. And you can find out specifically what Save's doing. And I guess I can give you a little bit, obviously, it's very broad when you say COVID-19 relief. So Save is kind of doing everything, and internationally and domestically with this issue. So in the States, their focus is more so kind of on alleviating hunger, because obviously children not being in school, about 30 million children rely on that lunch every day for their food security, helping curb learning loss, and kind of providing remote services so children can keep up with their education. And then on the international side of things, it's a bit more intense, obviously, supporting all the frontline workers, so they're ready for when, if or when COVID-19 spreads. So obviously in places like refugee camps or poverty-stricken areas where people are much closer together and don't have the essentials and necessities they need, Save is providing, kind of frontline work and tools to kind of help offset, what is happening over there. And obviously internationally as well, working on trying to find the way to keep up education as well, because that's incredibly important. People forget, at times like this when obviously there's very immediate actions that need to be taken, obviously frontline work and practicing proper hygiene and giving them the proper supplies they need. But you're forgetting that without education, when you're 7 years old, which you and I both got, that is going to be detrimental to your long-term career. So that's incredibly important.
Okay, and just so you know, Canadians here, we are supporting you, and I think this is going to be a great event. We're going to enjoy it. I think we're going to enjoy this, and so glad that you're putting something together like this. Thank you so much for this, and let's definitely talk again on the next one that you're planning on doing, because I got a feeling it's going to be a while before we're going to be in live venues, so this is the next best thing to do.
Yes, indeed.
I will fight for you. I always do until my heart is black and blue.